Okay, everyone, welcome back. So now we have Matevz Cerne, Head of Fraud Prevention and Predictive Analytics at Sapphire. Matevz will be presenting how to fail AI implementations. In this session, Matevz will explore the common pitfalls that lead to AI project failures, such as unrealistic scope definition, poor data preparation, and ineffective client communication. Using real-world examples, he will highlight the importance of refining project scope, improving data collection and cleaning, and fostering clear communication with stakeholders. Attendees will gain actionable insights to turn potential failures into opportunities for successful AI projects. Please welcome Matevz to the stage.
Yeah, hi everyone. So, my name is Mateusz. I'll be talking about how to fail AI implementations because we've had some experience with it. And I work for a company called Sapphire, and we mainly do SAP implementations. But we have a small team that helps our customers with their data. I think we've heard a lot about AI projects, AI implementations on this conference from different perspectives and how to avoid problems that we have. And I think yesterday at the keynote we heard about deadly sins, and in the afternoon yesterday we heard about Trojan horses. But from my perspective, it is more like that the AI projects are like going on a trip with a toddler. So where I'm coming from is that I have a 5-year-old son, and we try to travel a lot. We've been through Europe and through Asia in the past years, from the cities to also to the jungle in Borneo. And combining those experiences with travel and the experience I got working with AI projects, I could not be more, I think this quote could not be more true than that it is. So imagine yourself, you're planning a trip with your family. You do the research, you go through the books, you check the whole internet, you talk with ChatGPT, you watch some videos online on what to see, how to do, and you prepare a plan. And you get excited, you get your family excited, you tell them, okay, we're going to see the statue of something that the child likes. We have a lot of child-friendly activities. We're going to eat great food, it's going to be great weather. And then you try to get there, and you hit problems head on. It's bad weather, that's why the transportation that you're planning to use is full or it's stuck in some jam, and the statue that you wanted to show to your child, it's closed for renovations, and of course because of the rain all the outdoor activities are also gone. And then you go for lunch and they don't have spaghetti bolognese, which is the only thing your kid will eat these days. Yeah, thanks. And then you have a client or toddler that's not happy, and he's demanding to see the things that you promised him, but you can deliver. And I think mainly there are 3 points where we fail. So the first one is scope definition, the second one is data preparation, and the third one, I think the most important one, is the client communication. Because if we communicate well, we can fix all the other things that we are failing on. So just to dive into each one of those. So with the scope definition, I think the clients or the stakeholders with the clients, they're going around the conferences like this, or sales conferences, or even the salespeople are coming to them, and they're telling them, okay, do you have AI? You say, oh, we don't have anything yet. They tell you, okay, you are so far behind, everybody's gonna surpass you, you're gonna fail as a company, you need to do something right now, because if you're not doing something right now, each day that you don't have AI project is 10 years behind, you're 10 years behind your competition. And well, they come back to the office and they start thinking, okay, we have a lot of data, we want to be the best, we want to succeed, and they call your company and they say, okay, we want AI in our company, can you help us? And of course, you're excited, you get there, they show you the piles of data they have, and they say, okay, please do something with it. And at that point, I think all of the stakeholders and also the, let's say, consultants on the other side, you try to rush through things, you don't do due diligence, you don't check what's going on, and that's why you begin to, you set yourself for failure, because you do not check the data sufficiently, you do not go through the processes they have, you don't know how they are gathering the data. And what you should, what you should have done is you should have talked with the client, you should have listened, you should have talked to not just the C-level or the project managers or whatever, but you should go down to the users to see what problems they're having, maybe try to identify a pain point that they have, and see if that's something that you can do in, let's say, a short enough time that there will be some results to see. And also, if you start with the users, with the people that are actually going to be using it, or the people that their lives or their work is going to change because of this project, it's more likely that they will be on board with it. It's more likely that they will keep it, that they will take it as their own and actually use it once it comes out. The second one is data preparation. I think all the clients, they think they have a lot of data, but they don't know where the data is. They don't, or they bring you piles of paper, or maybe you're lucky and you get data in some databases, but the data is not structured, it's not cleaned, and you need to do all the cleaning, all the preparations, merging of the data and everything. You need to do it by yourselves. But of course, you do not take that into account because you need to be fast, you need to be agile. The company needs to have the data ready, the projects running as fast as possible. And you do not check the data. You just one day you come and they give you the data, and then you start realizing that it's not structured at all. It's not in databases, but it's in, I don't know, maybe in Excel, but more likely in some pictures somewhere, or PDFs. And you did not account for that, and you should have, because I think the data preparation phase of the project, it takes 70 to 80% of the time that you are working on that project, because the data, if you don't have the quality data, you cannot have quality models. And you must spend a lot of time on data preparation, but you also need to take it into account when preparing for the project. And I think also not only the structure of the data, but also the consistency of the data, it's really important. It's a thing that happened to us with one of our clients. So we had like 3 different tags for a forum. So either it's fraudulent, it's not fraudulent, or they didn't look at it at all. So we knew which forms we can take for our data set. And at some point, and no one really knows what the date was that they decided to stop marking so they just kept marking which of the files were fraudulent, but they stopped marking the files that were either not looked at or they were not fraudulent, so they all got the same tag. And the data, pretty much was useless for us. So I think when it comes to data, if you have the ability, if you work with a company or work at a company, if you have the possibility to start the whole process of data collection, the whole design, even before the data comes into your pipeline, it's much easier because you know where the data has been, where the data is going, and how you can take advantage of that data. And as I said, the third one is the client communication. I think the clients are excited, also as consultants or data scientists, we are excited to work on different projects to be able to help the community, the company, the client, whoever, with their project. And when you come to a meeting, they present you with let's say with the data they have or with the problem they have. And then you say, okay, we have this, we can help you, we can do something with it. And that's actually the first mistake I think that we do, because what the client hears is, okay, so you're going to take my data and you're going to do something with it, and I don't have to do anything else with you or with the data. You just take it and please fix all my problems that I have. But in reality, when you say, okay, we can do something with the data, you probably can. And probably eventually you will get to the point that the clients are imagining that you will be. But it most certainly will not be in days or in weeks, but maybe months or even years. It depends on the scope of the projects and also the amount of the data that you need to sift through. And actually, what happened to us with one of our clients was that we let them decide on the project. We let them decide on the scope of the project. We let them even set up some expectations on what the outcome of the project should be and how it should look like and how it should benefit their company and how it would affect essentially their workers. And we didn't talk to the people that are actually going to be using it. We just tried to, let's say, in a way, educate the stakeholders, but not the people that are actually now using the products. And we delivered that project. So that it wasn't really so much technical. It's been now in production, I think, for 4 or 5 years. But they are not using it. So it was a technical success, but the client is not using the data that is provided by the models that we set for them. They have it displayed somewhere, but no one really reads it. And the idea behind the project from the beginning was that the models would eventually try to clear as much requests themselves without even any human interactions. But yeah, as I said, technically it was a success, but for the client it was not so much because they didn't see the value. But after that, they came back to us and they said, okay, maybe this project was not the one that it was not the best in a way to showcase also to our employees. We have a better one. We have a project that has a lot more data, that's a lot bigger, and that would really solve a big problem for us. And at this point, we should have pulled the brake, but we didn't, because the only thing that we saw was the reward that we would be getting after we successfully finished that project. And we went into it, and we did fix a lot of problems that we had with the first project. And I think also the client was more, let's say, receptible to the things that we were saying. But in the end, the amounts of data and the amounts of garbage in that data, it took us, I think, year and a half to clean the data, just to prepare the data, because we had to do multiple iterations with the client to see which properties we can eliminate, which data is actually true, which is not. And in the end, again, this project, I think it's now 3 years or 2.5 years in production, and we've done a few retrains also for those models. But still, the client is very untrustworthy. After each new retrain that we present to them, they take an enormous amount of time to check the model, to check if it's really working the same as the one before, or if it really is better than the one before. And they are losing a lot of time, a lot of resources checking that. But in the end, what the model, or what we did with that project, we cut their workload in half, but they don't want to see it that way because they are just chasing the outliers and just saying, okay, yeah, maybe we don't have to do that much work, but you missed that one and you missed that one, and it's hard for them, it's hard for us to explain to them how actually the AI works, how they would be benefiting it. And I think that is one thing with let's say with bigger corporations or public sector clients, or even smaller companies that don't have their own data science teams or anyone that would be working with data science, because they don't have anyone on their side to be pushing forward, to be the one that's educated, the one that knows, okay, yeah, I know how much time this takes, I know how much effort you need to put into it, I know that maybe the project that we picked is not the best, or essentially to know that the result of AI implementation could be that you cannot implement AI in some processes. And with problems like that, I think we should focus a lot more on empowering the clients, educating them on what is going on, and talking to them constantly and trying to keep them in the loop why we are doing something, why we are not doing maybe the things that we promised that we would be doing, but we are doing something else and trying to compensate for the problems in the first place. So, and I think all of those problems basically boil down to people, because if you don't have the sales that are in the pre-sales phases or in the sales phases, if they are not talking to you, if they are not talking to the data scientists while talking with the potential client, I think they can overpromise, or they can even promise some things that let's say come out of the box, and the clients don't want to pay something that they already have. And you need to have the data people, so data scientists, data analysts, data engineers, who need to understand what their role in the whole process is. So not only to do data cleaning and data processing, but also to be involved during the sales phase, to talk and to do some work even before the official kickoff of the project, so that they know what they are getting into, so that they can assist the sales on scope definition and also on, let's say, on some timelines. And you need to have a project lead, whether it's a project lead or it's head of data science, senior data scientists, whatever you want to call that person, who is able to talk with the client and explain them what is going on, who knows what the pain points of the clients are, who knows how you are trying to solve those pain points, and who really leads the whole project internally, and it also showcases the things that are happening during the project towards the client. So if you take everything of that, how can you fix your next trip with your child? So you only should promise the things you know you can deliver. So nothing specific, but we're going to have fun. We're going to see a lot of new things. We're going to try to go, I don't know, to a park or something. You need to plan for the unexpected. So you need to have backup plans for when something goes wrong. And you need to talk to them the whole way. So I think from the ages of 4 and on, it's easier to do that. They have a lot of questions, but if you communicate them well, I think you can you can do some progress, and they are not. I mean, they know, they can understand why something is happening and why you are not going to see the statue today that it's raining, but maybe you'll go tomorrow, and today, I don't know, you're going to pool instead. And even with all those things, it's high possibility that you're going to fail. But with toddlers, you do have one thing that you don't have with the CEOs, and that is when you fail, you can still buy them ice cream, and you can help them overcome the problems that they have. So, thank you.
So, if you have any questions for Matevz now.
I like your analogical description of the CEO like a toddler. Thank you. It was very fun. And what about risk management? What approach are you going to take to explaining the risks? And are you going to have them external and explicit, or are you going to hide them as a backup plan?
No, I think, as I said, I think the most important thing is communication with the client. And I think it's fair for also to them to explain them that there is a possibility that the AI project or AI implementation will not happen. And maybe the data that they have is not sufficient at this moment. Maybe they need to do some expansion on the properties they have, or wait a few years to gather more data, or a few months, I don't know. And I think you need to talk to them as much as you can, but as I said also before, it really depends who you are talking to. I think if the client has people who understand how the process works, how the whole implementation should look like, I think you can be more honest. But if you have someone that doesn't really know what is going on, maybe you should package some things as a backups and use them if needed. Just in the way so that you don't scare them away, because I think if they have someone who knows what is going on and how it should happen, I think you can tell them more than with someone who doesn't know anything and who just heard that AI is the next great thing and they need to implement it right now. And if you are too honest with them, I think you can scare them away.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, so of course you can ask Matevz afterwards if you think of any other questions you're interested in. Thank you, Matevz.
Thank you.